Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Word. We've just concluded a fantastic series on dress code, where we looked at what you need to equip yourself for spiritual warfare. And, it was such a fantastic series that I was looking at what will Pastor Agatha do next? And when I read this week's email, I leapt up with joy in my spirit. The title of the email today is Check the Scores First. And he uses the analogy, which we're very used to, of people watching football. From the days of seeing my father watch Nigerian games to seeing my husband now watch Arsenal games, I got this because you should see how grown men are writhing in their chairs and almost like panicking because they do not know the scores and willing their team to get to win the match, especially when it has a high stake or a high reward attached to it. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point of the football, but as Pastor Agatha rightly drew out from our email, she did say that one of the things that can stop that anxiety, that can stop that worry and make people calmer when they're watching that game is if they knew the scores first. Now, some might argue that it spoils the game. But hey, that's not the point here. The point is that if you knew the end of the matter, you go through the process in a much more easier way. And so applying this to ourselves as Christians, it follows on to say that if we know the end of the matter, if we know what God has said about us and what God has said to us, it makes it easier to do the journey of life. And our foundation scripture today is Psalm 139, verse 5. And the TPT version, I'm going to read it. It says, "You've gone into my future to prepare the way, and in kindness you follow behind me to spare me from the harm of my past. You have laid your hand on me." And one of the things that we know that we can do to spare ourselves the anxiety of this journey called life is to check the scores on some of the things that are peculiar to our life, for our health, for our family, for our children, our finances and everything. And I was beginning to think about this even more clearly today, and the teacher in me decided that, you know what, I'm going to do this one as a teaching, and I'm going to set you an assignment. So on my screen here is what I am suggesting that you're going to do this week, okay? And I have started the journey. So get stick on pads, post-it notes like that, and write what I call the usual suspects: faith, family, finances, fitness, future, for others. Now I've just written all of them in F, just so that you would remember, okay? Get the stick on notes, and all through this week, tackle one at a time. Pick one. So tomorrow I'm going to tackle my faith. What has God said about my relationship with him? And I am going to find that scripture and put it there and continue to meditate it all through the day. So in the morning, I'm going to get this, and all through the day, this stick-on pad, post-it notes will go with me, and I am going to continue to meditate on it. Same on Tuesday. Next day, I'm going to do for my family, for my finances. And what I'm going to do is, as I plug this in my mind, as I sit with this and make it concrete in my thoughts, I know that it will reduce my anxiety as I do the journey of life. I hope you're going to try this, and I encourage you to share your results, share your testimonies with us, because we are always keen to hear how we're benefiting you. I hope you have a truly fantastic week and look forward to seeing you next time.